It's 2025, everyone, and that means 2025 model year SUVs are here. Thing is, not all of them are created equal, so today, let's go over the worst SUVs of 2025 that you should probably steer clear of. Some of these are unreliable, some are overpriced, but all of them should be avoided no matter what, starting with the Jeep Grand Cherokee. This is an interesting one because, well, road tests and overall reviews have been pretty positive actually. The drivetrain, interior quality, and cabin room have all received praise basically industry-wide, including from Consumer Reports. But there's two huge problems that make it a shoe-in for a list like this. The first being reliability. Consumer Reports give the Grand Cherokee a 2 out of 5 for both customer satisfaction and reliability, which could make this SUV a tough one to live with in the long run. And then there's the price. Folks, depending on how you spec this SUV, you could spend upwards of 75 grand on one of these, and possibly even more than that with dealer markups. That's insane money for a domestic brand that people don't really associate with luxury for the most part. If you're stuck on buying a luxury SUV, maybe look around a bit for something more worth the money. Up next is the Kia Sorento, which on the surface seems like a great deal. It's spacious, feature-packed, and stylish. But don't let appearances fool you. This SUV suffers from some serious reliability issues. The non-hybrid models come with a dual-clutch transmission paired with a 2.5-liter turbo engine. This combination has proven troublesome with owners, reporting harsh shifting and outright transmission failures. Add to that Kia's history of engine problems in earlier models, and you're looking at a potential recipe for frustration. Consumer Reports ranks the Sorento among the lowest in owner satisfaction. What's funny is that the 2025 Sorento Hybrid ranks as Consumer Reports' most reliable midsize 3-row large SUV, and ranks 4th out of 19 for 3-row SUVs overall. They liked its ride, technology, and fuel economy, so I guess Kia fixed the Sorento's problems with the hybrid system? If you're shopping for a regular gas Sorento, spend the slight uptick in cash for the far better vehicle with the hybrid version. You'll thank yourself for watching this video. Next, we have the Chevy Trailblazer, and it struggles to keep pace in the market. It mostly comes down to the Trailblazer's tiny 3-cylinder turbocharged engine that feels overstressed and underpowered, probably because both of the 3-cylinder engine options make less than 160 horsepower. And that's fine in a 2,400-pound roadster, but a compact SUV? You're gonna want way more power than that. With that, this SUV does get points for its price tag, which tops out at 29 grand. That's pretty freaking affordable, so at least there's that. Up next, we've got a pick on the 2025 Ford Escape Hybrid. This SUV earns its place on this list because it's just simply outdated. The styling of the Escape doesn't inspire thoughts of what we would consider a 2025 model, but to be fair, this is one of Ford's most affordable options, starting at just under 30 grand. However, affordability isn't always an excuse for what it lacks. According to Consumer Reports, the Escape has an overly firm ride, which isn't always a bad thing, but in a family car, it's just not what most people are looking for. The Escape Hybrid's most unfortunate downfall, in terms of its usability, is the optional 13.2-inch infotainment system. It uses the touchscreen for almost every single function of the interior, and if we've learned anything from the last few years, it's that physical knobs, dials, and buttons are infinitely better than touchscreens. They just are. Consumer Reports even said themselves that the infotainment system has severe lag that plagued every aspect of using it. I'm quoting them there. Those aren't my words. And to top it all off, the Escape Hybrid earned a disappointing 2 out of 5 in predicted reliability and customer satisfaction. Don't worry, folks, not all these worst SUVs are American because the Volkswagen Atlas exists. It's the largest passenger vehicle Volkswagen builds, but bigger isn't always better. This family-friendly looking SUV is plagued by reliability issues. The turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and electronic systems are frequent troublemakers. And let's not forget that German stuff like a Volkswagen is on average far more expensive to repair than other mainstream brands. Maintenance stuff like headlights, brakes, and filters are expensive, but those get dwarfed in comparison by when it needs actual repairs. In the long term, once the Atlas is out of warranty, it stands a chance of becoming a financial nightmare. Consumer Reports gives it a low owner satisfaction rating, particularly for the Cross Sport version, which costs nearly as much as the full-size Atlas, but lacks a third row. Atlas scores 24 out of 100 for predicted reliability and just 2 out of 5 for customer satisfaction. Not to mention, the new turbo 4-cylinder's fuel economy isn't even better than the old VR6. Unfortunately, the old Atlas might have to go back to the drawing board, and certainly shouldn't go in your garage right now, which kinda bums me out. I'm sort of a VW fan, but we can't recommend this one. The next spot on our list goes to the 2025 Dodge Hornet. This is one of the few cars that Dodge actually still sells nowadays, and sadly, it probably shouldn't be. The Hornet is a rebadged Alfa Romeo Tonale, and you might think that Italian DNA is good, right? Well, maybe for a sports car, maybe not for an SUV. Consumer Reports gives the 2025 Hornet a 30 out of 100 for reliability, which is frankly just not good enough. Plus, the list of cons that CR created, let's just say it's a lot more extensive than the pros, if that tells you anything. Things like stiff ride, loud cabin, unintuitive controls, awkward driving position, cheap interior, hampered visibility. Want to know what the pros were? Quick acceleration. And that's it. The cherry on top of this less than appetizing cake is the fact that the Hornet was one of the slowest selling vehicles of 2024, which has done nothing to help Stellantis' already less than ideal situation. The SUV department over at VW isn't in their best place right now, and the Taos is unfortunately another SUV that probably is best left on the lot. Known for its jerky dual clutch transmission, the Taos' early models were nightmares to drive. While Volkswagen has since replaced the DCT, or they called it a DSG, with a conventional automatic, other problems still persist. Its 1.5-liter turbocharged engine is underwhelming at best, and long-term reliability remains a big question mark. Consumer Reports gave the 2025 Taos a 2 out of 5 in predicted reliability, and even worse, 1 out of 5 in customer satisfaction. What's more is it's also listed as Consumer Reports' least reliable subcompact SUV of the current model year. And as if that's not bad enough, the Taos' cabin is overly noisy, and like a lot of other poorly rated modern cars, they've replaced physical knobs and buttons with touchscreens. When will the industry learn? Up next, we've got the Lincoln Corsair. Now, similar to the Jeep Grand Cherokee, this SUV is actually nice to drive and only has a few demerits. Consumer Reports actually lists far more pros than cons, including good engine refinement, cabin quietness, ride, build quality, and braking performance. However, the demerits it does have are deal breakers. Firstly, the gear selector is not a physical lever, but just buttons. Again with this stuff, man. Nobody wants to accidentally push the wrong button and reverse into their garage before starting their morning commute. But that's not the worst offense, because that crown goes to the reliability department. Consumer Reports gives this car a 2 out of 5 for predicted reliability, which not only is poised to be far less than the average vehicle in 2025, but it's almost twice as unreliable as its competitors like the Lexus NX or BMW X3. Overall, this car is well appointed, comfy, and a great car to drive. But after a while, there's a good chance it won't be able to drive at all because of reliability issues. It's been awarded the least reliable luxury compact SUV of the year, so maybe look for something that'll cost you less at the repair shop than this might. Next, we head back to Germany with the Mercedes-Benz GLE. Yes, even Mercedes is capable of building poorly rated cars. No one is perfect. But why does it make this list? For starters, reliability is a big issue. Consumer Reports gave the 2025 GLE a 30 out of 100, and its predicted owner satisfaction isn't much better at a lukewarm 3 out of 5. Of course, the GLE does a lot of the typical Mercedes stuff well. It has a really comfortable ride, amazing build quality, and a powerful engine. But it should be noted that the handling of the GLE leaves a lot to be desired, which is the exact opposite of what you'd expect from an SUV that can be priced up to $90,000 before you get to AMG trims, which go up from there. Additionally, Consumer Reports says that the main takeaway from its infotainment controls is that it's confusing and distracting, something you just can't have in a refined German SUV like this. The new GLE ranks 11th out of 12 in SUVs in this segment, so maybe consider something like the BMW X5 if you want similar refinement and price, with even better handling and infotainment. There we have it, people, some of the worst SUVs for 2025. But we'd really like to hear your thoughts on these picks. Have you experienced any of these personally? And which ones do you think deserve to be on the list that weren't featured? Let us know down below, because we've got a whole year ahead of us with a ton more 2025 vehicles to talk about. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for more Ideal content just like this coming along very soon. As always, my name's Trav, this is Ideal, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
That's in plate, the seats are leather, white contrast.